Back home in the desert, Phoenix Rising looking for a bounce back tonight after the loss last week against the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Welcoming in LAFC homegrown signing Bryce Duke, who will lead the line for Las Vegas Lights, taking on Santi Moar, who has been hot to start this season. Phoenix, Las Vegas, coming up next. Phoenix Rising back at home tonight at Wild Horse Pass Stadium, where they will welcome in Las Vegas Lights FC for the first time here in 2021. Tonight's match is presented by Equality Health with the former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey. I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks for being with us. Phoenix Rising looking for a bounce back after their first loss of the season last week. And as we take a look at the Pacific Division standings, Phoenix Rising sitting in third place on 3 games played. Orange County is in action tonight against Sacramento, and this game against Las Vegas, who is at the bottom of this Pacific Division. But when talking about this Las Vegas Lights side, Cal Jennings, new to the squad this year, looking to provide some goals.
Yeah, 9 goals with Memphis, 901 last season. He's a good finisher, strong, very strong lower body, very brave, and very quick into the box. What a good player is. Fantastic balance, great scoring ability.
And on the other side for Phoenix Rising, let's take a look at tonight's player to watch, brought to you by Pacific Office Automation. It is Solomon Asante.
Who else is it going to be? The top player for me the last couple of seasons, no question. He's a little genius of a player. Wonderful touch, great invention, and reads the game perfectly, as he shows here. What a player to have on your side. Solomon Asante.
The back-to-back MVP, Solomon Asante. And if you look at the starting lineup tonight for Rick Johnson, Phoenix Rising, of course, Asante in the front line.
Yeah, nothing changed for the front 6, but they have got 3 changes in defense. Rawls comes back in goals, Ben Lund not included. Noah Billingsley for Darnell King, who drops to the bench, and Joey Farrell for Toby Adewale, who drops to the bench. But otherwise, that front 6, it is their 4th game in a row in which they are unchanged.
And on the other side for Las Vegas Lights and Steve Cherundolo.
Yeah, lots of changes. We think it's going to look like this. Gaines and Sepulveda were in defense in the last match. We've been told they're going to push forward in midfield. That could all change. In come Traore and Leone at centre-back and left-back. But they're going to miss. They're missing 1 or 2 key players who've had to join the senior side. But we do have, as you mentioned, Jennings up front alongside Molina and Duke.
And the only goal scorer for Las Vegas Lights, Danny Musovski, on the bench for LAFC tonight. But here in Phoenix, Phoenix Rising looking for a bounce back, and Las Vegas Lights looking for win number 1. First kick coming up next.
Equality Health is giving doctors more time to be doctors, so they can give you the care you deserve. Ask if your doctor is part of the Equality Health network today. Equality Health. Caring is back.
In an era of online retail where everything is just a few clicks away, buying a car should be no different. That's why at Carvana, you can buy a car 100% online. We made it easy to browse, view, and buy from over 10,000 cars. You can even trade in your old car, all while binge watching your favorite TV show. Afterwards, we'll deliver your car to you, or you can pick it up from one of our car vending machines. Either way, your car comes with a 7-day return policy. So grab a seat, relax in your comfy pants, and enjoy the new way to buy a car at Carvana.
At Arizona Federal, our passion is to help out the community where you live and work, because where you bank should make you feel good. Show your support for the home team with the Phoenix Rising Visa debit card. When you open a new account, you can score $100 just for using your card when you shop. How's that for an easy goal? Be a part of our commitment to the community. Arizona Federal Credit Union.
Back here at Wild Horse Pass Stadium in Chandler, Arizona. Tonight's match presented by the Phoenix Children's Hospital. And tonight's Mental Health Awareness Night is brought to you by them. So the teams are getting set to go. Final handshakes between both sides, and we are just about set here for first kick. Another beautiful night at Wild Horse Pass Stadium. It's the final game with limited capacity. The game on June the 5th against San Diego will be 100% capacity. The first time here at Wild Horse Pass Stadium. A look at tonight's injury report brought to you by Spooner Physical Therapy. It's Zach Lubin and Philip Ejimadu on the injury report for either side tonight. But as we look at this game today, this Las Vegas team has only scored 1 goal. They are 0-2 so far, and they go up against a Phoenix team that has been scoring plenty of goals.
And it's a wonderful Phoenix team, absolutely brilliant. But there's some good talent here in this Las Vegas Lights side. They're all very young, though, which means it's going to be a challenge for them. Carl Jennings, they're probably the oldest at, what, 24 years of age. In fact, he is the oldest at 24. And he's a good forward, and they will have to watch out for him, Andre Rawls and company. But other than that, it's a lot of 20-year-olds, some 18-year-olds, a couple of 22. It's going to be a tough task for Las Vegas Lights, but hey, you want to be a top player and come up against really good professionals of a high quality and see how you compare with them.
Some of these players for Las Vegas have played at the MLS level with LAFC, and tonight they'll get a chance to go up against this Phoenix Rising side, arguably the class of the USL Championship. And there is that dynamic duo that we've seen so far this season. Asante and Moar have been flying here in the opening 3 matches for Phoenix this season.
It is a wonderful team, which is why I was so surprised when Tampa Bay beat them last time out. Just shows that Tampa Bay Rowdies have become a really high quality team. We knew they were good, but good enough to beat Phoenix Rising, that surprised me. But I still think Phoenix Rising, they've set the standard over the last 4 years. They're going to test this man in goals, Alex Rando, on his pro debut, and he's going to have his hands full. But Phoenix Rising has set the standards, and in particular, Solomon Asante has set the standards within this team. So lots to look forward to tonight.
Andre Rawls back in goal as well for Phoenix after his injury kept him out the last 2 weeks. And we are just about set to go. Tonight's referee is Michael Radchuk, a familiar name here in the USL Championship. Cal Jennings stands over it, and we are underway. It's Phoenix in red. It's Las Vegas Lights in their white tops and blue shorts. And we'll see here in the early going what they can provide against this Phoenix Rising side that is looking for a bounce back after last week. And we talked with Rick Schantz about that trip to Tampa Bay, and more so just the trip rather than the actual game first. And he said there were some things we didn't really expect. The wind off the bay at Al Lang Stadium, the different type of field. It's more of a sand base. So he said there were just a few variables they had to adjust to. He said, of course, no excuses. And then the game started, and Tampa Bay, he said, maybe caught them out a little bit as Asante gets in behind here, and it's already a corner kick inside the opening minute for Rising.
And you can hear the crowd. It's so wonderful to have a crowd back there. They are absolutely brilliant fans as well. Love the vibe they create, and this is going to make it even more difficult for the young lads of Las Vegas Lights. Lots of pressure here tonight.
It's the first Carvana corner kick. It's an in-swinger towards the near post. Billingsley keeps this in for Phoenix. Knocks it back for Quinn. And Noah Billingsley, we should note, spent last year with this Las Vegas team on loan from Minnesota United. Made 9 starts for Frank Yallop and the Lights a season ago.
And you're just talking about the shock defeat at Tampa and how it came about. But Rick Schantz said they were preparing for humidity. It was the other things that caught them out.
As this slips through, Dadashov on the turn. Not even 2 minutes gone, and Phoenix Rising already on top. It's Dadashov's first of the season.
That's a great turn, great finish, and well, we thought these young players would come under pressure, but as you say, barely 2 minutes in. And Phoenix Rising are showing what a fantastic outfit they are. Good to see Dadashov get his first goal of the season. He's been involved in the build-up in some of the others. But this one, the turn, the pace at which he turned and finished it. Have a look at this. It's absolutely brilliant. The ball's going to come in here from Billingsley. It's a touch there, and it gets a deflection, by the way, a touch and turn. Could the defenders have been a bit tighter? Yeah, probably, but don't take anything away from this lovely turn and finish.
And Rufat Dadashov right over to the coaching staff. Rick Sean, Swan Guerra, Danny Stone, Corey Robertson, all in a celebratory mood. And that goal is brought to you by Arizona Federal Credit Union. It's Dadashov's first of the season. And when Rufat Dadashov is in the starting lineup, Phoenix Rising 14-2-4. A very potent record there. Back the other way, Las Vegas, a deflected shot. And they'll get a chance here to attack. It's about 3 minutes gone and already a lead for Phoenix.
And this is the fourth time that the coach, Rick Shantz, has gone with the same front six of Bakero, Lambert, Quinn, and up front, Asante, Dadashov, and Moa. It's just in defense that he's had a change. Obviously, the goalkeeping change. Andre Rules played the first match. Now he plays this one. Ben Lund in between, and a couple of other small changes. But that six going forward, I think, are the best six in the USL at this moment in time. And as I mentioned, it's going to be a really, really tough test for the defenders, the young defenders of Las Vegas Lights.
He's flicked along. It's Ryan Flood on the ball. Trying to turn around the corner to the end line. Deflected ball out for a corner kick. And Ryan Flood, the youngster from right here in the Phoenix area, getting it done at left back.
Yeah, Rick Shantz loves it as well.
A little smile. It's taken short. Here's Aiden Quinn. Poked away. Flipped back in a little bit too far. Rando will let this bounce out, a goal kick.
And it's good to see Rick Shantz smiling after that defeat by Tampa Bay. He was upset. The players, he said, were even more upset afterwards. And he said, you know what, keep your anger. Show me on the pitch. Oh, taking risks at the back.
It's a young back line. It's a young goalkeeper, as he said in his pro debut. A bit of an unsettling start for Las Vegas and Steve Cherundolo. Of course, a new USL affiliate partnership with LAFC that was announced back in March. And a few loanees pretty much for each game. They train in LA with LAFC and the first team who are actually in action tonight. And that is why Danny Musovski does not get the start tonight. But here's Cal Jennings. Looking to get in behind. Cal Jennings cross towards the near post. Just stabbed away at the last moment. And out for a throw, and Bryce Duke was crashing in.
Yeah, Bryce Duke is a very good player, and Cal Jennings was looking to set him up. They are a real danger to the Phoenix Rising defense. And it was from a similar move that Cal Jennings created the penalty in the last match against Sacramento. So the team in Red will have to keep an eye on him.
And it was Musovski to score that goal. A 3-1 defeat against Sacramento.
There is a problem for this team. 5-0 they lost to Los Dos, LA Galaxy 2, 3-1 to Sacramento. In 2 games, no points and a -7 goal difference. 1-0 down here in 2 minutes. These young players are going to have to mature quickly under a lot of pressure, and that's my only concern when you have that many young players all together. You got when I was starting off, I had a lot of older players around me to help me with this. And this team here, 24 years of age, with Cal Jennings, is the oldest. It's a risky maneuver, and if you have too many losses, that can damage the confidence of young players.
Bouncing around the midfield, Lambert comes up with it. And provides a beautiful ball out for Solomon Asante, trying to go right through the legs of Traore. Solomon Asante showing his magic. Wide, Billingsley's cross, too close to Rando in goal.
You could see what Billingsley was trying to do. You could see that Dadashov was making a near post run. Tried to bend it in for Dadashov to get a header, but Just slightly off target into Alex Rando's welcoming arms.
We already mentioned it's going to be an uphill battle tonight for Las Vegas, but since 2018, Phoenix 6-1-1 all-time against Las Vegas, and they've never lost to the Lights here in Arizona. They've outscored them 23-9 all-time coming in. It's been a lopsided matchup between these two sides here in the past. As Billingsley knocks this ahead, nifty passing, curling shot by Asante's blocked down. Here's Baquero. Billingsley and Asante not on the same page. I think that's the first time it's been a misplaced pass tonight. This has been crisp from Phoenix in the opening 8 minutes.
It's almost got a carnival atmosphere about it, the way Asante's doing tricks for the crowd, and to have the crowd back and to be ahead so early, it could be a real display of great talent and skills here from the Phoenix Rising team tonight.
Played in behind, looking for Duke. It's headed away. Flood tries to keep this in, and he does. Musa a little nudge in the back on Duke. As Duke goes down, play continues. A throw-in given to Las Vegas. Quick on the turn. Cutting in field is Roberto Molina.
I think you can see already they're losing the physical war, Las Vegas. Every high ball is being won by Phoenix. They're stronger physically, they're quicker. What these young players do have is the speed of movement over short paces and some great touches on them. But if they keep losing the physical battle, it'll make it all that more difficult.
Sent long downfield for Dadashov. And Baquero couldn't clean it up. Trying to go right down the middle. But Lambert comes away with it and distributes out to the left side. Santi Moar, a bit of a heavy first touch. She's still able to collect. Moar to the end line. Cross coming in. And it's cleared away. Jennings trying to chase after this, and Musa comes away with it. I've seen a couple of attacks start down that left side already for Phoenix in the opening 10 or so minutes. And that's something that Rick Schantz said Tampa Bay pretty much tried to cut down on, is Phoenix coming down that left side with Flood and Moar, limiting attacks down to the right side overall. He said a lot of that had to do with the passing ability of James Musa, who he's been very impressed with here in the opening few games, coming back to Phoenix after a year away, playing with Minnesota United. And there's a giveaway. It's Cal Jennings running it. Farrell. Cal Jennings to equalize. Big save, Andre Rawls.
That's a fantastic save from Andre Rawls. I mean, we're talking about Cal Jennings and what a good player he is. The defense would have to keep an eye on him, and it's only thanks to Andre Rawls that Phoenix remain one ahead. Look at the strength and the speed he's got and power. Could he have chipped the goalkeeper if you're being super critical? Maybe, but still, it's a fantastic save from Andre Rawls.
Another Carvana corner kick. It's Roberto Molina, El Salvador International, an outswinger. Will be kept in here by Las Vegas. Moar trying to win possession back, eventually does. Moar has been so impressive, who now is the #1 left winger for this Phoenix Rising side. He has scored or assisted in each and every game so far this year. Here comes Phoenix through Flood. Moar trying to get it back to him, and now Flood will have to get back in defense.
You talk about Santi Mar, what a great addition he was last season. Now they bring Aiden Quinn in this season. Every one of these players is super high quality. They really are top-notch USL players, and that's why Phoenix Rising just seems to get stronger and stronger every season.
Lambert for Asante. Look at all this space opening up. Flood in for Dadashov for a brace off the post. The finish is saved. Bouncing around, kept in by Asante, whose shot is also blocked. Just pinballing around the box. Finally, it's cleared. And it's a foot race for it. Cal Jennings will get there. End-to-end action. Jennings saved. And take a breath.
Wow. Incredible entertainment from end to end, but Alex Random makes a double save here. Initially, Dadashov comes off the post, but look at the follow-up there. Look at the goalkeeper making the save. Absolutely brilliant from the young man.
And then right back the other way was Cal Jennings, nearly equalizing. He's had 2 good chances. I don't know if it's too much of a surprise, but this game has been end-to-end here in the opening 15 minutes.
There's one thing you get when you go and watch Phoenix Rising play. You get entertainment, you get goals, you get wonderful football. And in this case, you're getting a spirited fight back from this young Las Vegas Lights team, which I'm sure Steve Cherundolo is very delighted with at this stage.
Of course, Steve Cherundolo and Bob Bradley know each other very well. Cherundolo playing under Bradley, 2010 World Cup. This will be a foul going back to Phoenix Rising.
Quezada having a tug and a pull, and as we mentioned, the physical difference is clear to see that the Las Vegas players are going to have to find other ways to get past the bigger, stronger Phoenix Rising side. But we saw with Cal Jennings a bit of pace and a bit of skill, and you can get past that back four, and maybe that's where Phoenix Rising's real weakness is, and maybe it was exposed a little bit by Tampa Bay, but the front six, I think, are the best in the USL. It's just the defense have to get used to each other. New players coming in like Billingsley, it takes time. Ryan Flood, it takes time for them to settle.
Moar plays this ahead for Quinn, whose cross loops all the way over for Asante. He'll take this on the volley and saved at the near post by Rando. It was actually interesting going back to that point about the back line kind of coming together. You asked the question to Rick Schantz about building that team culture and environment. And Rick Schantz said, first of all, it's a good question. Second of all, it was, they have a 150 slide PowerPoint that they give the team before each season to just kind of introduce the culture, what they want out of the club. And I thought that was super fascinating to have Rick kind of take us through that.
Yeah, all the history, the sort of role Didier Drogba played and does still play, and it's a wonderful way to understand what Phoenix Rising means. And I think that's what Rick Schantz was saying. There he is. It's more than just a club, you know, it's a history, it's a culture, and he wants the new players to buy into that.
He takes pride in building that culture. He has implemented it very well here in his time in Phoenix. As Flood tries to knock this forward. Asante's in behind. Heavy first touch ends the threat.
Of all the people to have a bad first touch, you would not think it would be him. But I guess he's just as human as the rest of us. As soon as it got to him, I thought he's going to kill it stone dead and just chip the keeper. And he did neither.
Another look at that pass from Flood, just picking one out.
Oh, that is a fantastic pass over that distance, and it really deserved a much better control, and he knows, you can see in his face straight away. But well done, Ryan Flood. Great vision and a wonderful pass.
We've seen a number of long passes already from Phoenix this season. The assist from this man, James Musa, to Santi Moar against Oakland a few weeks ago. And then Ryan Flood nearly connecting with Solomon Asante there in that last pass. Oh, there's a giveaway. Cal Jennings comes away with it. Jennings cut off. And Beccaro tracking back defensively was there to block the shot. And it's out for a corner kick.
That was Kevin Lambert. That is really bad play from a player who's normally so wonderful on the ball. And he normally looks forward and tries to attack. I don't know why he was sort of playing that back, but a very loose ball. And the last person you want to give that sort of opportunity to is Cal Jennings.
Molina, an outswinger towards the penalty spot, headed on. Rawls, comfortable two-handed save.
I think that was Quezada who got that header in, and again, a little bit too lax to get a free header in the box. So as exciting as they've been going forward, Phoenix, they've given the ball away in dangerous areas. They've been a bit sloppy in their marking, and you don't want to get into the habit of making those mistakes. Good teams like Tampa Bay Rowdies will punish you if you allow those chances in defense.
Chance here for Las Vegas to gain some time on the ball. Once again, played in behind for Jennings. To the end line, his cross coming all the way through and just poked away at the last moment. Crucial intervention by Noah Billingsley. Here's Duke. Uche curls across in. It'll fall all the way to that right side. Another shot coming in and poked away by Rawls. So Las Vegas settling down a little bit and growing into this game.
Oh, growing into the game really well. I mean, if Andre Rawls doesn't get a touch on that, I think that's a header from Cal Jennings. Not from Cal Jennings. He puts it in near post. Whoever's near post there. Oh, this was the earlier chance. I tell you what, again, Cal Jennings, a beautiful setup, but I think it is Jennings here at the near post, is it not? Yep, it is, putting the pressure on Andre Rawls. But for the goalkeeper, this might not be a clean sheet. Credit Las Vegas for coming back so well.
Molina curls one in again. And Bryce Duke will come to retrieve it.
The crowd have gone a little bit quiet after these couple of chances from Las Vegas, because it all likely was going to be a carnival of goals after the first 5 or 10 minutes.
Well, tug of the jersey there on Jennings may have slowed him down just a bit. Here comes Quinn. Head for Dadashov. Trying to block this down. It's quickly headed away. Here's Quezada. Steve Cherundolo said it coming in that these first few weeks it's been a lot to manage. Pieces coming in and out of the team on loan from LAFC. Feels like they're always playing catch up, but he's happy with the progress so far. Said in the end, though, by no means are we where we want to be in the end, but he still likes those early strides that they have made here in the first couple of games. It's been a tough schedule for them as well.
He's got a wonderful background, Steve Cherundolo, in Germany for what, the last nearly 20 years?
Played 16 years in the Bundesliga.
I mean, you've got to be a really, really good player to play at that level. And he's been coaching the Germany U15 side and one or two of the other senior sides. So he's got a lot of experience behind him, and it's great to see him bring them back to the States. I've no doubt he will do a really good job with these young players. But the start they've had, a 5-0 defeat, a 3-1 defeat. Oh, here's trouble.
A giveaway, and Jennings is in. Cal Jennings to equalize for Las Vegas. He's been dangerous all game long, and he finally makes Phoenix pay. It's 1-1.
Well, we said it a few times a few minutes ago. They were lucky that the goalkeeper saved them, Andre Rawls. And again, they've been sloppy for the third or fourth time. I think it's Beccaro, the man who got dispossessed. And you can't do that. You can't do it against teams with players as good as the likes of Cal Jennings. Have a look here. Bakero on the ball. He gets pickpocketed. He even tries to pull Cal Jennings back and can't. Risks giving away a penalty. And this time, Cal Jennings does go for the chip over the goalkeeper. That's a really good finish by an excellent striker. And, well, might we have a shock in our hands here today?
Game on here in Phoenix. Jennings scores just the second goal of the season for Las Vegas. And the first this season for Jennings, following up a brilliant season last year with Memphis, where he scored 9 goals in just 14 appearances. That included a hat trick against Birmingham Legion. Moar trying to turn the corner. He'll clip one in that's deflected out. Corner kick, Phoenix.
Well, this is important for Las Vegas now. The defending of set pieces up against physically bigger players, older, stronger players. You've got to mark tight. You might not win the ball. You just got to simply make sure that they, in this case Phoenix Rising, don't have a clean header.
Be an in-swinger towards Farrell, headed along by Bakero, looping towards goal and saved by Rando. The best play on a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford, Arizona's largest Ford dealership.
Well, now it's up to Phoenix to recover from this little bit of a shock, because it was all smiles first 10 minutes, and I'm not so sure that Rick Shantz is happy with the terrible defending he's seen. Bakero, Kevin Lambert as well, also giving the ball away unnecessarily. I mean, he'll be fuming with that. So now it's up to the team in red to try and get control of this match again.
Oh, look at those
and that's
touches.
how you do it.
Asante, a bit too heavy from Billingsley. Seems like there's still a familiarity trying to bond between those two players down this right side.
Yeah, that and the fact there wasn't a good pass at all. I mean, he just overhit the ball in exactly where he wanted to, put it. But Asante has such wonderful skills. What is it, 14 caps for Ghana? I mean, Ghana is a great soccer nation. To have him playing at the USL is such a treat, because he really shows you what a great footballer he is, a wonderful touch he has on the ball. Noah Billingsley just unable to thread that ball through for him on this occasion.
And speaking of call-ups, it was Kevin Lambert who was just called up to the Jamaican national team for a couple of friendlies in Japan. Beginning of June, they'll take on Japan and Serbia, and the Japan Olympic team also. So 3 games coming up for Jamaica, and that'll be a vacancy that somebody will have to fill for this Phoenix Rising side. It'll be interesting to see how they do that. Quick passing brings them back into the attack with Billingsley. A whistle and a foul. This on Noah Billingsley.
I didn't see much there, but the linesman's a lot closer than we are, so assume he saw something. Billingsley has been lively down the right-hand side early on. Yes, 1 or 2 wayward passes, but also 1 or 2 passes into the box, one of which, of course, resulted in Dadashov turning and scoring. So he has made a good impression so far, has Billingsley.
Here's that pressure from Phoenix. That's something that Rick Shantz said this week, that they need to put pressure on this Las Vegas side, force them into quick decisions. We've seen that at times. We've also seen some sloppy passes here at the back.
Well, that was Kevin Lambert again, trying to go backwards, and only hits his own player. He's such a good midfielder, Lambert. Why didn't he just turn and play the ball forward instead? There we go. That's a little bit better.
It's gone parallel now.
Well, it's progress.
Bakero, switch of play for Asante. Long cross over everybody's head and out of play. Since 1947, Select has been a leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Moar. Running at this back line. Cutting in field. Moar puts the brakes on. Still Santi Moar. Playing this out wide. Now Beccaro centrally. Lambert. Billingsley. Lambert looking to switch the play again. Is headed away as far as Flood.
Lots of white shirts behind the ball here, making it very difficult for Phoenix to find any space.
Phoenix is trying to find those pockets. A giveaway, and Jennings is off to the races. Cal Jennings trying to do it himself, and a heavy touch gives it away to James Musa.
Yeah, some annoyance there. They thought there was a foul against Solomon Asante, but not given by the referee. The crowd let the referee know their thoughts.
That's Rick Shantz calling out instructions to his team, looking for that switch, talking to Solomon Asante. Ball played in behind. Dadashov scores again. Offside flag is up. It'll wipe it off. Close margins there. Phoenix knocking on the door for a second.
That's better from Phoenix. More direct, more vertical. Get the ball into the big man up front. Didn't work out this time, perhaps, but that's what the crowd want to see. They sort of lost the plot there when they gave the ball away cheaply at the back and then got punished by Cal Jennings, but they're getting their rhythm back slowly, and balls like that will certainly help.
Played wide for Asante. Early ball in, looking for Dadashov. On the turn, and out of play.
It's a pity because Santi Moar made a great run far post there. Dadashov had have squared that ball a bit more. It's too tight an angle to score. But if he just pulled it across the box, Moa was running in, and he could have got a tap in far post.
Arizona Complete Health is the exclusive health plan partner of Phoenix Rising Football Club, providing each member the tools they need to successfully manage their own health. No matter your age or stage in life, Arizona Complete Health has you covered. It's interesting you talk about Phoenix playing a bit more direct, because last week, and I know it's not all long balls, but Rick Schott's telling us Phoenix played more long balls than they ever have in his career as head coach here in Phoenix. As Duke comes back the other way and is passed behind his intended target of Roberto Molina.
Yeah, I think he was more annoyed about that because he felt that they couldn't play their way through. Whereas here they're mixing it up. They're trying to play their way through. They're trying to play some, you know, direct balls, vertical balls very, very quickly, mix it up and try and put this young Las Vegas defense under pressure.
He said in a game that felt like a cup final, we kind of played their game. And that was in reference to a question of how the style is different from East versus West. Another long switch of play. Long run from Moar. To the end line, cutting this back to the top of the box. And Las Vegas carries it out. Duke on the turn. Flicked ahead for Jennings, rolls off his line, playing sweeper keeper, and the flag was up as Jennings was just a step behind the back line.
How good was that from Bryce Duke? That little flick over for Cal Jennings, and once again, they just show you how good they are, the two of them up front together. But have an eye here on 20-year-old Bryce Duke. It's a little Messi-like, to be honest. Is he offside?
Ooh, maybe close. Musa kept him on, I don't know.
It's very close, but nonetheless, Andre Rawls was there to the ball first. So Asante kicked about a minute ago, and they were appealing on the bench for a free kick that wasn't given, and seems to be struggling.
Took his shoe off.
Again, great skills there. Bryce Duke, 20 years of age. Cal Jennings, 24. I mean, you wouldn't say Jennings at 24 is a young player, but he's still got a great future ahead of him. Two very good players, and Just wonder what Rick Shantz is saying to them but he's probably saying, just be careful, guys. You can't be, messing around at the back or assuming that these young players are not dangerous. Those two in particular will hurt you if you give them the chance, and they have already. Of course, Cal Jennings getting that crucial goal for Las Vegas.
He's had a few chances in behind. Andre Rawls forced into a big save.
Now, the first time he got through against Andre Rawls, he hit it hard and low. The second time, I think he realized that the way to beat him is to chip it over the keeper, and he did it absolutely brilliantly. Pause there for Solomon, yeah. Oh, that little tap doesn't mean he's leaving the pitch. It's just a momentary rest.
A little bit of water, electrolytes. We'll be back and ready to go. Past the half-hour mark here from Wild Horse Pass. And what a game we have here. An early goal from Rufat Dadashov, canceled out by Cal Jennings. Be a bit of a shock to the system for Phoenix Rising. A very young Las Vegas Lights side. They've been absorbing quite a bit of pressure. Moar from deep. And nowhere close.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Nowhere close. I don't even think the goalkeeper bothered moving there, Alex Rando, but they don't need to shoot from 35 yards out. They've got so much talent up front. Better to work off Dadashov, try and play 1-2s, and of course try and feed in Solomon Asante. But as well as Las Vegas Lights have done, there's a long way to go in this match, and they have shown in some of their other games that they've been pretty decent early on in the games, and then slowly conceded goals in the second half. Against LA Galaxy 2, they hadn't conceded a goal in the first half. They conceded 5 in the second.
Played down the line, looking for Beccaro. It's Chrysostoma who fell down. In the corner is Beccaro, tries to get out of there and gives it away. Beccaro, low cross in, falls for Asante. Still Asante, and his shot out of play.
Dadashov is saying, pass it back to me. Asante had a great opportunity to set up the big man. He tried to take the shot himself. They get a corner from it.
They'll take this very quick. Asante trying to pick out Quinn. And now on the counter, here comes Las Vegas. Duke. Molina making the run down the right. Jennings here on the left. It's played behind Jennings. Billingsley. It's a foot race that Jennings will win. An interesting offseason for Cal Jennings. After last season with Memphis, where he scored those 9 goals, he actually signed with Indy 11 in December before LAFC came calling. He was let go of that contract with Indy and ended up signing with LAFC, and has been here with Las Vegas Lights so far this season, where he has made now 3 starts, and this being the 3rd game for Las Vegas.
It's actually a very clever way of getting into the MLS, is to play for a team where you have a chance of stepping up, because a couple of injuries to the first team players, they chuck Cal Jennings in, and if he plays well, then maybe he stays.
We've seen that with Danny Musovski, who's actually on the bench tonight for LAFC. He made 2 starts already this season. He's already made 4 appearances with LAFC at the MLS level as well. There was a collision at the top of the box. And being able to train with the first team in LA has got to be huge for these players. And you're training in front of Bob Bradley on a daily basis.
Absolutely, and you learn from these MLS players, and you improve your game, but you also have that chance of getting a first team opportunity if there's injuries, or if they just want to rest a few players, or for whatever reason, and that's your chance to prove yourself. So I can see why Cal Jennings has made this move. At least the crowd are having lots of fun. They had a very exciting first 10 minutes. It's gone a bit quiet since then, but the crowd haven't stopped singing and playing their music. And wonderful vibe.
Bandinos, that south end, always very into things. As this cross did deflect out, it will be a corner kick.
Once again, Billingsley doing good work on that right-hand side. Really has put in a good first half shift.
It'll be an in-swinger towards the back post, punch away. And another corner kick, this time on the other side.
You could be somewhere in Europe with all those fans.
Headed down and in. Joey Farrell, his first start of the season. And he scores his first goal as well. It's 2-1 Phoenix.
That's a good header. It's a good set piece. We spoke about it earlier. You keep giving away set pieces against a team that's bigger and stronger than you. You could pay the price, and they have done. Las Vegas Lights, nothing the keeper could do about that. Alex Rando, good header that close to you, difficult to respond. And well done, Phoenix. After a strong start, they sort of lost their way a little bit, and now they've got it back. And have a look at it again. Good set piece. Solomon Asante whipped in. It's going away from goal. His marker maybe could have stayed a little bit tighter on him, on Joey Farrell. Nonetheless, a great header.
Farrell's first goal on the season, and that goal is brought to you by Arizona Federal Credit Union. And that is Farrell's first goal since August 24th against Sacramento Republic back in 2019. It's been quite some time since he has gotten on the score sheet, but he marks his first start of the season with a goal. We talked about that size advantage, and you mentioned giving up set pieces. Phoenix has the advantage there.
They certainly do, and now it's back to Las Vegas Lights. Can this young team bounce back a second time? As we mentioned, against Los Dos, it was 0-0 half-time. They lost 5-0, so they probably do tire a bit in the second half.
Are the fans still there?
Yeah, lovely. I was just saying, as that goal was scored, I was just saying it's like watching Europe and Italy and places like that where they have the smoke. It's, in fact, maybe too much smoke looking at that pitch now.
Moore cuts in field. It was great for the game against San Diego to open up this stadium. How the smoke just kind of filled the bowl, and it was a really cool atmosphere that night. And of course, a celebratory mood that night as it is here tonight. Vaquero, in swinger, headed down. Billingsley couldn't put it on frame.
Billingsley, that was your moment. He's done so much good work in this first half here. He knows it. It's a lovely cross in. Once again, poor marking by Vegas. They haven't managed to shift around. He gets in between the two central defenders. And really, he's got time. Mohamed Traore just caught under the ball. He's got time to find the corner.
Vaquero wide. Ambitious effort from Phoenix's number 10.
That would have been goal of the season if that had gone in. This is pressure now for the young Las Vegas Lights team. You can see how many red, from this angle, look at how many red shirts are in that half of the pitch. They're in there, they're hunting, they're going to pressurize. Going to make, there they go, going to make it so difficult to play out.
That's exactly what Rick Shantz told us. Trying to put pressure on this Las Vegas Lights side. Knocked ahead, into the air, and out of play. In swinger, coming towards goal. Rando, a two-handed save right into his chest.
Here we go, here's the high press again. Close, look at these red shirts coming in. That's all they can do, and they force the error.
Don't forget, if you can't make it to the game, you can watch Phoenix Rising Soccer live on CW61 Arizona and channel 1006, or stream it live on the ABC 15 app on Roku and other streaming platforms. CW61 Arizona, your home for Phoenix Rising.
Crisostomo, 24 years of age, also the most senior player along with Cal Jennings. But they've got to steady the boat now. They've just got to try and get, if you can get ball up to Cal Jennings, he's going to cause problems. And he hasn't seen much of the ball in the last few minutes.
Crisostomo, last 2 seasons, 50 appearances with Orange County. We're in action tonight against Sacramento Republic. It'll be the in-swinger or the out-swinger. Quinn and Beccaro standing over it. It'll be the in-swinger. Quinn headed on. Rando had to try to punch that away. Met Joey Farrell. A quick throw in now by Quinn again. Las Vegas looking to counter quickly. Crisostomo going to slow things down. More pressure here at the back. Rando puts it out of play.
You can hardly breathe at the moment, Las Vegas, as they get the ball. There's like a red tide just drops on them. But Alex Rando coming for that cross like 30 seconds ago, and he didn't get the cross, but he did enough to sort of force the ball to be punched out or pushed away. So credit the goalkeeper. And that's all they're doing at the moment, Las Vegas, just basically hanging on.
Flood gets there first. Flood's cross blocked down. Here he comes again for Dadashov. Lambert is knocked away. Out for a throw-in.
I think the team in white and blue are just hoping that the halftime whistle's going to blow soon, just so they can get a little bit of relaxation time.
Long throw. Oh, Beccaro on the turn. First time ball through. Moar was there trying to hit that on the volley.
What a ball that was. Absolutely brilliant cross. Nice and early. And Santi Moa had an opportunity there to either hit that on the volley or bring it under control, and didn't manage to do either. But that's been much better from Phoenix Rising. Last 10 minutes, the pressure's on, the ball's whipped into the box. They really have made life extremely difficult for the visitors in his last 10 minutes.
Tonight's stoppage time is brought to you by Sprouts. It's 2 minutes, and look at the shots. 14 already in this first half for Phoenix Rising.
Yellow card been given up by the referee.
It's Lambert who will have his name taken. A yellow card. And it's interesting, as Jake Anderson points out on Twitter, Phoenix had yet to allow a shot on target during the first half of any match this season coming into tonight. And that is absolutely changed, of course, with the goal. Here's Beccaro. Asante. Beccaro clipping this through. Duke will try to run back the other way now. Molina, Jennings up ahead. Didn't get it by Musa. Moar on the turn. He was in an offside position. Final few seconds expiring from this first half, and back and forth we have gone. It's been an open and expansive first 45 minutes, It has now come to a close.
It has, and what a fantastic first half for entertainment. Absolutely brilliant. Credit Cal Jennings for getting his team back on level terms, but they took a lot of punches there towards the end, Las Vegas, and you worry about them second half if they've got the energy to hold back the red tide. And I'm pretty sure Phoenix Rising are going to come flying out second half.
Well, Dadashev and Farrell, the goal scorers for Phoenix. Cal Jennings, the goal scorer for Las Vegas. And we have hit halftime here in Phoenix. The halftime report coming up. Phoenix leads 2-1.
Welcome to the Phoenix Rising halftime show. I'm Craig Fouey, sitting alongside head coach Rick Schantz. Coach, you're coming off a tough loss in Tampa against the Rowdies, and it was a kind of a testy match too, and a lot of back and forth between guys.
Yeah, it's probably to be expected when you've got two very good teams in difficult conditions, you know, and it felt a lot like a playoff game, you know, two teams that didn't want to give an inch. I wasn't overly pleased with the style and how the game played out, and I can't imagine Tampa was either, except that they won. So at the end of the day, I think if you look at all the analytics, it was pretty evenly played game. They just made two good goals, and we only got one, so that's how it ended.
I know there was a little issue later in the game with Rufat and the goalie, and then Santi afterwards with the Tampa coach. I mean, there was some testy kind of back and forth between teams. That's kind of fun to see. I like that personally. I do. I like that because these guys their hearts are in it, right? They're into this.
The thing with Rufat was surprising to me. I think. You know, FIFA's trying to stop players from running and grabbing the ball after it's been scored, but it still happens. And for the goalkeeper to then, you know, do like a bull and put his head down and into Rufat's chest, I think the referee should have done more. I was surprised that he gave our player the yellow first. You know, we went back and looked at that, and that was pretty questionable. Though at the end of the game, Santi was emotional. He was very upset. I think he wanted to win so badly, and I love him for that. And Neil's response, I think, was, you know, I would never do it.
I'm going to say it was over the top.
But I've been in a difficult situation with my emotions, and I've done something poorly, so we're all human.
Yeah, I know. To me, it was over the top. I'll say it because I'm not a part of the game. But it still was a loss early. It was a loss on the road to Tampa. So I think it's part of those you can put in the rearview mirror and move forward, right?
Yeah, definitely a lot we can learn from that game. And you know, I think that we played 81 long balls, which is the longest in my tenure as a coach, the most. And we have to fix that. And we need to be able to keep the ball a little bit better. And the players have to be a little more comfortable in possession. And that's something that we'll address for sure.
This is the Rising Halftime Show with head coach Rick Schantz. When we come back, we'll talk more about tonight's opponent, and we'll look ahead to next week.
At Arizona Federal, our passion is to help out the community where you live and work, because where you bank should make you feel good. Show your support for the home team with the Phoenix Rising Visa debit card. When you open a new account, you can score $100 just for using your card when you shop. How's that for an easy goal? Be a part of our commitment to the community. Arizona Federal Credit Union.
Pacific Office Automation is the one source for all of your business technology, copiers and printers, managed IT and cloud services, unified communications and telephones, security systems and cameras, complete conference room packages. You need to partner with a total office solutions provider that gets it. Pacific Office Automation, problem solved.
Halftime here from Wild Horse Pass. It's Phoenix Rising 2. It's Las Vegas Lights 1. Busy week again in the USL Championship. Some news and notes to let you know what is going on around the league. Matt Van Oekel is your Clear Audio USL Player of the Week. Give it up for the goalkeepers, huh?
Yeah, thank you very much. That's what I like to see. Well done, Matt Van Oekel. And just looking at the ownership there of San Diego, lovely to see DeAndre Yedlin getting involved as well. It's great when these, top-class players come back to the States and invest in local soccer.
And the USL Championship on ESPN. Austin Bold, El Paso Locomotive, June 3rd, 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. Definitely one to look forward to. A look at the standings here in the Pacific Division. The surprise has been Tacoma Defiance, 2-0-1.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Mind you, Los Dos at the top haven't been too bad as well. Big surprise, Orange County. I know it's only one game in, but normally they've been so good. And, of course, San Diego Loyal, 4 games, not a single point. And you know what? I've watched a couple of those games. They haven't played that badly, but there they sit without 1 point to their name.
They've been on the road for all 4 of those games. They also should mention Orange County, a 1-0 advantage over Sac Republic at the moment, who Phoenix plays next week. But tonight, they need to get by a stingy Las Vegas Light side. It's 2-1 at halftime from Wild Horse Pass.
This is Jake Edwards, and you are listening to Steal Some Time.
First buy or sell of the day. Oscar Minez is a top 3 set piece specialist in the USL Championship. Scott, you buying or selling that?
Take all the money in my bank account. I think Oscar, I will buy that. And really, I would say that I would have bought that from like 2017, 2018 on.
Strike! Dion, he now has a brace. Quintanilla on the board. Into the back net, Dylan Mirris. Ketterer sends it out. And a goal there by El Paso.
Welcome back to the Phoenix Rising Halftime Show. I'm Craig Fouy alongside head coach Rick Schantz. Coach, tonight, Las Vegas Lights, they're struggling so far this season, I know, coming in. But before I even get to that, I want to get to Ben Lunt. I want to get to this goalie that a couple weeks ago you said, hey, we got something on the horizon here, then it came through with Cincinnati FC. How's he been? What's the addition of Ben?
Oh, he's been great. I think Ben is a physical being, and he takes up a lot of space back there. He's also, very commanding, and he's got a good idea of what he wants to do as a goalkeeper. I think in the last game there was a little bit of a misunderstanding on how we wanted to approach the game, and I think we took too conservative of an approach in our build-up play. But Ben has definitely got the ability to do a lot of things as a goalkeeper to help us, and I'm glad that he's here. I think Andre will be back this week, and should be a good competition to see who plays.
So Las Vegas Lights tonight, a team that's been struggling, trying to find their way. How do you approach going into a game like this? I know we're talking at halftime, but how do you just approach going into a game like this, a team that hasn't won yet?
They're a very talented group. Most of these players are signed by LAFC and the MLS, and Bryce Duke, coming from Phoenix, is a good player and very, very technical, very individual group. In order for us to do well, and hopefully we are doing well, that we're going to have to stay very connected, stay very compact, not allow them a lot of chances on goal, because they like to go forward. So I think it's going to be an exciting second half.
Next week you go to Sacramento, another road trip, your second road trip. What does that look like, just looking ahead a little bit to Sacramento?
Very, very good team. It's probably the opposite of what we're going to face for Las Vegas, and more organized, more of a group effort. It'll be a big, big challenge again. And on the road in Sacramento, from what I understand, there'll be, maybe 8,000 to 10,000 fans. It'll be exciting.
Well, and I got to mention June 5th, because you guys open up to 100% capacity. How excited are you for that?
Oh, I can't wait. You know, it was being in Tampa and their fans, you know, were really into it, and it was like half capacity. And I know ours has felt the same, but I can't wait till we have 10,000.
Oh, I can't either. I'm excited to just see this stadium packed in the new area. I mean, it's going to be pandemonium. I got to say it.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll talk to you next week. This has been the Phoenix Rising halftime show here on CW61 Arizona.
In an era of online retail where everything is just a few clicks away, buying a car should be no different. That's why at Carvana, you can buy a car 100% online. We made it easy to browse, view, and buy from over 10,000 cars. You can even trade in your old car, all while binge watching your favorite TV show. Afterwards, we'll deliver your car to you. Or you can pick it up from one of our car vending machines. Either way, your car comes with a 7-day return policy. So grab a seat, relax in your comfy pants, and enjoy the new way to buy a car at Carvana.
Pacific Office Automation is the one source for all of your business technology. Copiers and printers. Managed IT and cloud services. Unified communications and telephones. Security systems and cameras. Complete conference room packages. You need to partner with a total office solutions provider that gets it. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
Getting set for the second half. It's Phoenix Rising 2, it's Las Vegas Lights 1. 3 goals in that first 45 minutes and plenty of highlights to show you from that first half as we get into our first half highlights. Las Vegas Lights, Phoenix Rising. If you're just joining us, you missed a quick start from Phoenix coming down this right side, and Dadashov provided the finish.
It's a great turn and finish from Dadashov. Good ball in from Billingsley. Look, it takes a slight defection. He still stops at Dadashov, turns with his back to goal and sticks it in the corner. Fantastic finish.
And back to celebrate with the coaching staff. This just a bad giveaway at the back by Vaquero, and Cal Jennings finally makes Phoenix pay.
He punishes Vaquero there for being caught in possession, and instead of playing forward, he's trying to play backwards. He even gives him a bit of a tug on his shirt. He can't pull Jennings back. Jennings chips the keeper. Really brilliant finish going over Andre Rawls.
And the center back, Joey Farrell, marks his first start with his first goal.
Yeah, just sort of uses the pace of the ball, flicks it on past Alex Rando in goals there, and they're back in the lead after applying a lot of pressure in those last 10 minutes of the first half.
Those are the 3 goals from the first half. A look at the halftime stats. Triple the amount of shots for Phoenix Rising, and yet Las Vegas still right there.
Well, look at shots on target. It's only 6-4, so a lot of Phoenix Rising's efforts haven't been on target, but you just get the sense that they're not far away from scoring more. They're physically dominating the sort of set pieces, and the way it looks at the moment, I would expect them to go on to score a few more goals. Las Vegas have been a bit porous in the second half, but if you give Cal Jennings chances and Bryce Duke, they are very, very sharp up front. So let's see if Las Vegas can offer something in the second half.
In the second half, just around the corner here in Phoenix. It's been a busy day in the USL Championship, and always fun to end it here in Chandler, Arizona, in the desert, as Las Vegas Lights coming on the road. A look at the scoreboard from across the league, mostly in the Eastern Conference. The big result, Louisville 2, San Diego 1.
Yeah, 4 games played for San Diego, 4 losses. That really is tough to take. Rio Grande Valley beaten. As a surprise, Orange County, they're 1 up, and they'll be hoping to hold on to that because they've lost their opening game. And then the Florida Battle, won by Tampa Bay Rowdies, a team that no one seems to be able to beat at the moment.
Phoenix Rising taking on Sacramento next week, so that's a game to keep your eye on. Of course, Landon Donovan was given a red card in that San Diego Loyal game against Lou City, and a festive night it always is at Lynn Family Stadium for that matchup.
Well, it must be so frustrating for Landon Donovan because they've got good players in, and last season they came close and they had a very, very tough group, including Phoenix Rising in their group, and Orange County and LA Galaxy 2. So they must have thought, well, this season will go up a notch. And it's been anything but that. It's been a disastrous start for them. 4 games, 4 losses.
Teams out on the field, just about set to go with the former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey. I'm Josh Eastern. 45 more minutes to go of this USL Championship Saturday. We'll close it out right here from Wild Horse Pass in Phoenix. It's Phoenix Rising and Las Vegas Lights. Radchuk coming over here to talk with the 4th official as they look to get this second half started. It'll be Las Vegas Lights now going towards the south end. Looks like a couple of subs on for both sides. It looked like that was Frank DeRoma, number 20. And we are underway. Second 45 minutes here from Wild Horse Pass. As Phoenix looking to bounce back from the defeat last week against Tampa. And Las Vegas looking for its first win of the season tonight. Lambert taking off the ball momentarily, able to keep it though for Phoenix. Deflected ball over the top, brought in by Asante, and Lambert wide for Beccaro in 2 wide.
Lambert again, normally such a good player when it comes to passing, just knocked the ball straight out of play there. Donnell King is one of the subs in.
Looks like he has taken the spot of Noah Billingsley. So 45 minutes in Noah Billingsley's first start for Phoenix.
They have plenty of other good subs, Phoenix, they can bring on later on in the second half when legs get tired. Prince Sadie, one of their new signings. Joey Calistri, Toby Adewole, all top-class players.
Having to get rid of this quickly is the goalkeeper, Alex Rando. Puts it into the stands, throwing here for Flood. Quinn. Asante, saved and spilled, and then saved again. Alex Rando living on the edge there.
Well, it was a bad mistake by Rando to drop the ball, but what a good recovery to block that from Dadashov. Very brave goalkeeping and makes amends for dropping the ball in the first place.
I'm curious, as a goalkeeper, are you always looking to make the catch when possible, or are you trying to punch in certain situations?
You want to try and hold on to it, and that was one that he should have held on to. It's at him, it's at his stomach, which is where it should never come loose. But on the odd occasion it does, you've got to have quick reflexes and bravery, and that's exactly what Alex Rando had there. I think to answer your question, if it's either side of you, left or right, then you need to push it away from danger. You can't drop it into the box and allow an easy tap in.
Looks like an injured player here for the moment. It looks like it's Cal Jennings who's okay to continue, and it looks like he might have a bloody nose. Maybe from his mouth, one of the two.
I didn't see how it happened. Can easily happen from an elbow maybe, or just a back of somebody's head. It's all part and parcel of the game.
And he's not the tallest guy in the world, so kind of at shoulder height, if you will, for some of those taller players. Here it is again. Oh, or just get kicked in the face.
Yeah, just the ball itself. And that can be quite hard, and it can be quite painful.
Jennings being tended to on the far side as play continues, and Las Vegas down a man here for the moment. Musa, and it's appeal for handball. Trying to switch the play. Cut out by Darnell King, and it looks like Jennings ready to come back on the far side. And there also was a Vegas sub at halftime. It was Frank DeRoma coming on, the 20-year-old out of Sierra Leone, replacing Nathan Sepulveda. His first pro season for DeRoma out of Cal State San Bernardino. Here's King. And now it's Asante. For Baquero on the first time. Saved by Rando. Corner kick, Phoenix.
That's a good strike, a snap strike, and makes the goalkeeper work, and that's what you want to do. And you get the sense that Phoenix are going to get stronger and stronger as they go on here. It's going to be a tough second half for Las Vegas, but a good way to grow, a good way to become a professional, to understand how tough the game can be when you play good teams.
In swinger by Quinn. It's headed away, right up into the air. Moar scores! On the volley, just waiting for that to fall. And he gives Phoenix Rising a 3-1 advantage.
Well, just when we said they were getting stronger, Phoenix, you can't keep allowing them this amount of possession and opportunities around your box, because they are going to score. Phoenix Rising, that's the quality they have, and their fans are delighted with it. Soaking up the vibe. And now that Las Vegas faced what they've faced in the previous 2 matches, they conceded 5 in the second half to Los Dos, 2 in the second half to Sacramento, and 1 so far to Phoenix. Ball comes in. Headed. The header's not a good header, is it? And then the challenge is very poor. You've got to close. Santimoa done a lot more positively than that. And that was Julian Gaines. So a poor header, poor closing down. And Santimoa punishes Las Vegas Lights.
That goal is brought to you by Arizona Federal Credit Union, and Moar has now scored or assisted in each and every game this season. Now 4 goals to go along with his 2 assists. Coming centrally, Jennings, and it's cleared away. Molina has it knocked clear. Dadashov will chase after it. What a season this has been for Santi Moar. Made 16 appearances a year ago. Scored just 2 goals to go along with his 8 assists. It's a pretty good output, but so far this season, well, he has had quite the start in these opening 4 games.
As I was saying in the first half, when you can bring that sort of quality of player into your club, Santimoa signed from New Mexico, where he was the captain. You can bring in Aidan Quinn, who was the star player for me at Orange County, and more important, you keep every one of your other top players, which most clubs haven't been able to do. And Phoenix Rising just gets stronger and stronger.
King flipping this in, back post. Moar tried to do the same thing. They'll get another chance to cross this in. Moar, Dadashov off the post. Quinn and out of play.
What a header from Dadashov. Absolutely brilliant off the post. Wonderful bit of play by Phoenix Rising. Absolutely brilliant. Rick Shantz is on his feet to applaud as well, no doubt, but beautiful cross coming in. But look at this header from Dadashov. He's got 2 defenders in front of him and thumps that against the post.
We talked about that chemistry in the first half and Rick Shantz building that culture, and something else he told us in that conversation was all the players stay at the same apartment complex. That's where they live. And he said, I make an effort to make that happen. And I think that's really something interesting. There's a manager in Europe, David Wagner, who kind of did a similar thing, and he wanted players to stay within a certain range of the training facility just to kind of keep that camaraderie and kind of building that sort of culture. These players are around each other all the time, and it really shows out there on the field. They know where they're going.
Yeah, it's a very interesting concept of building teamwork by having everyone living in the same building. It is, it's very forward thinking. That's what Rick Schantz has brought to Phoenix Rising.
But Caro saved. It stays in play. Asante, a back heel. Shot comes on and blocked again.
Well, I'm not quite sure whether to say good save to Alex Rando or not a good save, because he seemed to misjudge it. It nearly trickled into his goal, but didn't. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
King. Let's look at that again.
Yeah, I mean, as a goalkeeper, you've got to get a solid hand to it, and either push it away or save it. And he almost misjudges it. Look at it, nearly creeps in the corner. But I guess as long as you make the save, that's what counts.
Dadashov. Rufa Dadashov scores! It's a brace for Dadashov, and Phoenix starting to run away from Vegas.
Yep. As expected, I'm afraid to say that it all became too much for Las Vegas defending. It's almost men against boys, but it's great for the crowd. They're enjoying it. Fantastic finish. Dadashov turn and sticks in the top corner from a fairly tight angle. And now you start to worry for Las Vegas that this could become 6 or 7, and that's not good for young players. Have a look at it again. Nice early quick throw. Caro in. Now look at the turn. You can't let him turn there. He's got 2 players marking him, and from that tight angle, wow, I tell you what, that's some finish. Top corner. Fantastic.
And some dance moves to show it off. That goal brought to you by Arizona Federal Credit Union. Well, now how does Las Vegas react? And this game is kind of eerily similar to a game we did last year before everything went into lockdown in early March. It was a 6-1 win for Phoenix Rising against Portland Timbers 2, and it was also a goalkeeping pro debut for Hunter Sulte that night for Portland Timbers 2, and that game ended 6-1, and this game headed in a similar direction unless Las Vegas can really put the clamps down defensively.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit too much to ask of a team that's got so many youngsters. You know, if you've got a couple of seasoned veterans in the Las Vegas side who can get stuck in and be physically strong, yes, you've got a chance. But these are all 20-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 1 or 2 at 23. You're up against the best USL team over the last 4 years, probably by a long shot. And you're likely to get absolutely roasted, which is what's happening now.
Here's Flood. Early ball across. Dadashov now sitting on a hat trick. He did score a hat trick on that night against Portland as well.
And it's a point I made early on that, as we get the foul there, is that when I was coming through at 17, I had a lot of older players around me. So there was a couple of us youngsters, but most of them were old, and that helps you settle in. But when the entire team is young, up against, I mean, come on, these are top class. Quinn, Dadashov, Santi Moa, Solomon Asante. It's well, it's a real baptism of fire for these young players.
It's Bryce Duke who is down on the turf for Las Vegas Lights.
He hasn't had much service. Early on, first 10 minutes, he looks so good. And so did Cal Jennings, as the team managed to get ball up to the front too and created quite a few problems for the Phoenix Rising defense, but we just haven't seen much of them up front, obviously, because everyone's back defending for Las Vegas.
Duke gets back to his feet. Looks like a couple of subs readying now. Calistri and Kelly. Well, it is time for Sonic Happy Hour, brought to you by Sonic. For rising players' scores during the 60th minute, one lucky fan will win a $500 Sonic gift card. For more info, visit phxrisingfc.com/Sonic.
So which is the 60th minute? This minute that's now being played. The 59th is actually the 60th minute, isn't it?
Right, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes,
so
yes.
it's happening now. There's going to be a goal now.
The next 40 seconds. Dadashov for Quinn. King. Played through. Darnell King. Cross comes in. Header on and wide. Aiden Quinn nearly there for Phoenix.
That was your moment. That was your goal in the 60th. Aiden Quinn, what are you doing? It's a good ball in, and Quinn just coming late there, and bodies in the box. Santimoa was behind him in case he didn't get it. So lots of numbers forward for Phoenix Rising.
Two subs ready now for Phoenix. It'll be Jeremy Kelly and Joey Calistri coming on. And Kevin Lambert will be replaced along with John Baccaro. Might this be a bit of a peek into the future of what Phoenix could look like without Kevin Lambert for a few weeks? Could it be Jeremy Kelly, the loanee from Colorado Rapids, who played his college soccer at North Carolina, and the Jamaican Kevin Lambert comes off?
If I'm not mistaken, I think today is the day that Lambert ties Carl Wazinski's club record of 91 appearances, along with Solomon Asante, who also achieves the same level, 91 appearances.
You would be correct. Moar wins this back. Dadashov. Flood goes down. Appeal for penalty. Yes. The referee points to the spot. A spot kick upcoming for Phoenix. And Flood doing all the hard work there. Now decision time for Phoenix. Who takes the penalty? Dadashov's on a hat trick. Asante's the captain. Here it is again.
Yeah, Flood bombing forward at that sort of pace as a defender. You've got to be so careful not to get wrong side and not to make contact. I think that's Gaines again. Julian Gaines just clips the back of his heels. Looks like Solomon Asante is going to step up.
He's the captain. He's got to take it for Phoenix. Well, a chance for Phoenix to extend its advantage again. Solomon Asante scores! A cool, calm, and collected finish for the captain. And it's now 5-1 Phoenix.
Difficult for Alex Rando. You pick a direction and you go, and really good strikers these days, they can almost wait for the goalkeeper to move and go in a different direction. And let's have a look at Asante and see whether he actually does that or not. But the fans love it either way. Ball hits the back of the net. It's party time there, as far as they're concerned. Let's have a look again. I think he picks his spot because his head's down. The goalkeeper goes the wrong way anyway. And there's happiness at Wild Horse Pass.
That goal brought to you by Arizona Federal Credit Union for Solomon Asante, his third goal on the season. In the meantime, a couple of subs coming on for Las Vegas. Christian Torres and Paul Sun coming on for Roberto Molina, and I think Mohamed Traore was the other one for Las Vegas. Here's Daroma. DeRoma gets this out wide. Chance to cross one in for Gaines. Duke. Torres. Christian Torres, who has spent time with LAFC, made 8 appearances, did score a goal last year for the MLS side. Here's Gaines again. On the overlap, Crisostomo wasn't touched. It's out for a goal kick. The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community. Through the Forever Proud project, the USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forever-proud. Asante. Ahead for Calistri. He goes down in the box. Referee says play on. Here's Jennings. Torres. Here's King, winning it back for Phoenix. This was a 2-1 score line at halftime, and Phoenix has exploded in this second half inside of 20 minutes to open this second 45 minutes. And stretch out to 5-1.
I think they're busy setting records. Coming into this match, they'd already set records for percentage shots on target. 51% of their shots have been on target. That set a record, a new club record. They converted 20.5% of those. That was a new club record. Well, I'm only assuming there's a whole bunch more records that are going to be thrown into the pot here this evening. They lead the league on shots on target, 6.7 per game. I think there's more in this game.
There'd be more right here. Asante trying to slip it in for Moar, instead gets it back wide. Calistri at times last year was coming in as an outside back. But here's Kelly in the middle, blocked away at the last moment, and looked like that was 6 for Phoenix. Instead, it's a corner kick.
Asante once again in the heart of it all there, and as you say, his shot was going in on goals, but good defending by Las Vegas Lights. And even if you're 5-1 down, you've still got to keep being tight. You've still got to keep doing your job, marking from set pieces. They've already conceded a goal, the second from a set piece.
This one sent in. Flood gets it wide. Moar, back heel for King, who's able to stay on side. King clips this up. Dadashov! Saved. Rando was there. It felt like that was in the air forever.
Yeah, Dadashov just too big and strong for them to handle. Look again, the pressure from the red shirts. Trying to play out the back, Las Vegas, and you've got to applaud them for trying to play out the back, but sometimes, well, they've managed to do it this time. You know, credit to them, but you sometimes wonder whether a long ball wouldn't suffice.
Here's Cal Jennings. His cross to the back post, and Duke missed it.
Well, if you're a coach, you would have said, that's why we play out the back, because they fashioned a wonderful opportunity to Cal Jennings, to Duke, and they're inches away from scoring a stunning end-to-end goal. So on this occasion, they did manage to play themselves out, but you do think that sometimes a long ball and just relieving the pressure might work for them. Cal Jennings been starved of service after that first sort of 10-15 minutes when he looked so dangerous.
And for Rando, who makes the catch. Gaines weaving through. Torres in the middle. Chrysostamo. Sun's cross coming in for Jennings. Easy save for Rawls, and Jennings was in an offside position.
Unfortunate that he was in an offside position, but still expected him to do more when the ball came to him. Such a dangerous striker, such a good striker, and in the end it was just a soft effort that Rawls was able to save. Crowd still singing and dancing and waving their flags. Aren't they amazing? I just wonder if Phoenix is saying to Tampa Bay, I tell you what, you come visit us and let's see if you can get a result. We've been to visit you. Let's see how you do. And by the way, will you come in July?
Well, that's the hope. I mean, for Phoenix Rising, that they can host the championship final come November.
Well, it's one thing in November, but I think Phoenix in July could be a rather difficult place to play.
Sure. All played through, and all the way through to Rawls. Well, the amount of goals that Phoenix has scored already tonight, they're one shy of matching their team record in terms of goals scored in a game, but the most shots on target in a game came in that match against Portland Timbers 2 back on March 7th last year. That was 14. Tonight they already have 16 shots on target, and there is just 20 minutes to go.
Wow.
Calistri taken off the ball, and a corner kick is won.
Yeah, if they concede any more, Las Vegas, it will start to dent confidence of young players. You know,
Sure.
5-1 is already a beating, but 6, 7, or 8, that's humiliation. So from Las Vegas' point of view, you hope it doesn't get any worse. If you're a Phoenix fan, well, just bring it on.
Sante sends this into the middle, headed on, blocked down just in front. On the follow-up, the shot is out of play.
And it was Joey Farrell there in the box once again, winning the header, and every ball in the box now is a threat. Every ball in the box seems to create an opportunity for Phoenix. Look at these red shirts hunting for any slip.
They're up 5-1 with 18 minutes to go, and the pressure still stays on.
And again, credit Las Vegas. They're trying to play out from the back under this intense pressure.
Jennings dropping very deep. King, who came on as a halftime substitute. Here's Aiden Quinn. Moar. Asante. Moar saved. Rando getting two hands up to that to push it out of play.
That's a lovely bit of football from Moa and Asante. I mean, they are flowing football, which in the end, Alex Rando makes a really good save. The ball is hit a little bit close to him, to be fair. Santi Moa, if he sticks it wide of the goal, he's got to score. But just look at the way this flows. Solomon Asante cuts inside, opens up the space, sets it for Santi Moa, and he puts it straight at Alex Rando.
Another Carvana corner kick for Phoenix. Towards the near post, headed down. Flood. Asante, in-swinger, bounces. And is headed out. Did Farrell get the last touch? No, it's another corner.
More set pieces, more pressure, more work for the Vegas young defenders to do.
In-swinger towards the near post again. And another corner. They'll play this short. Flipped in by Calistri. Now Flood will take one on. It's punched away as far as Calistri, and then he sends it out of play.
I think he's going to have to check his hands after this game, Alex Rando. He's had so many shots fired at him. It's been a busy afternoon for the 20-year-old goalkeeper.
29 shots.
Wow.
And counting. Staroma loses it. Flood. Quinn. As far as we know, today only happens once. Make it count. Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey, proud partner of Phoenix Rising. Dadashov on a hat trick. Dadashov has it blocked.
He had an option there. Jeremy Kelly had made a good run, and if Dadashov had just looked up, he could have slipped him in. But hey, let's not be critical of Phoenix Rising when they're winning 5-1.
Jennings plays this ahead. Gaines, cross into the middle. It falls here and it's blocked down. Another shot blocked, and Quinn will clear.
I think that's Joey Farrell who got the block in, so good defending there from Phoenix Rising, but a nice move from Las Vegas Lights, beautifully orchestrated and crafted. And they do have really good skills going forward at times, Las Vegas Lights.
A big moment for Ivan Gutierrez, as he will make his Phoenix Rising debut. But first, Santi Moar, what a goal this was. He continues his hot season.
You can see the fans love him as well. Great applause as he comes off the pitch. And look forward to seeing what Ivan Gutierrez can bring to this Phoenix Rising team. Yeah, lots of high five from the coaching staff.
So Gutierrez making his Phoenix Rising debut, his last 2 seasons with Los Dos. 17 appearances, 11 starts, and a goal a season ago. As Antonio Leon checks out, Diego Rosales will come in. Played over the top, and Rando there to make the catch. Get it up ahead. And Las Vegas finds another moment here. Looking for Jennings. Quinn, Musa, now Calistri to clear.
The problem for Las Vegas, it doesn't get any easier after this, because they're away at San Diego Loyal, who, as we know, 4 games, 4 losses. They're going to come flying out at them. They then take on Tacoma Defiance. Well, they've had a fantastic start to the season. San Antonio next, and then Los Dos, Orange County, and so it goes on for Las Vegas. So, wow, it's going to be a long, tough season for these young men.
This Pacific Division does not let up, even with Orange County having lost Adam John and Seth Kasipli. This is still a very good Pacific Division, and Orange County still beat Sacramento tonight 1-0. So a big win for Braden Cloutier's men.
And that's who Phoenix Rising come up against next, Sacramento.
Sacramento on the road.
Yeah, followed by San Diego. Tacoma Defiance. I don't think any of these teams really worry Phoenix too much, and I'm not saying they don't take them and respect their ability. I just think they feel that they can beat those teams. Just seems to be for Phoenix Rising that the real testing time for them is when they hit the playoffs. They hit the playoffs every year, regularity, and then they seem to have had problems in the past. Obviously, last season they got to the final and it couldn't take place against Tampa, but in years before that, they've been knocked out in the playoffs, and they've just been the nearly men. And then last year, when they get to the final, it doesn't get played. So it's been hugely frustrating for a team which really should have been the champions many times over the last 4 or 5 seasons.
Especially in 2019, you have the big winning streak, everything that goes along with that. But then you get into the playoffs, and you kind of lost some of that momentum with peaking maybe a bit too early. Flood coming in. He likes to hit this, and it's off the crossbar. Oh my, that would have been a screaming goal.
What a strike that was from young Ryan Flood. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, he won the penalty earlier with a great run, but look at this left foot strike. It is flying inches away from being one of the goals of the season.
And you could see, I don't remember who, I think it was Calistri kind of let that go. He saw Flood coming on as Asante will check out. Big applause for Solomon Asante. As always, Prince Sadie comes on for the final 10 minutes.
You can see that he's loved here as well, Asante. As I said before, what a great player to grace the USL. And interested to see what Prince Sadie brings. Having come from Miami FC, showed a few good touches there last season. Might be an ideal player to throw on when you're 1-0 down, or you're a goal down and you need to get back in the game. Prince Sadie can bring you nice pace and nice dribbling skills.
That's exactly what happened last week. They were down 2-1 and he came on, tried to spark something. Here's Gutierrez. This cross too far for Dadashov. Knocked along. Here's Sadie. Long looping cross. Dadashov's there. Rando has to punch it away. It's still in the area. Calistri battling for it. And it's finally cleared. Flood. Kelly curls this! Saved by Rando. No let up from Phoenix.
It's a good save from the goalkeeper. Acrobatic save. Like we said, he's going to have to rest, put his hands in ice after this and just give them a rest, because they've been hammered for 90 minutes. But keeper makes a really, really good athletic save there. Have a look at it again. It's a lovely strike from just outside the box. Pixie spot. He must have thought that was going in the back of the net.
Good view here.
Oh,
it might have been.
Full stretch from the goalkeeper. Bit of blood there on the face of, I think it's Rosales.
Yeah, I think it was from Ryan Flood, who is now coming off, at least for the moment, while he is fixed up here. There's Flood. Of course, the starting left back, but so attack-minded, as you can see from his efforts in the last few moments.
He's have to go to the blood bin here, Diego Rosales. That eye is just, blood is pouring out of it, so he's been sent off to see the medics.
Meantime, it's another Carvana corner kick. In swinger over everybody's head and then headed out of play. And another corner kick for Phoenix.
Just needed some communication there for CC Uche. Balls come in, there's no red shirt anywhere near him. Someone's got to say, just leave the ball. Instead, they give away another corner, another set piece, another opportunity for Phoenix Rising.
Towards the back post, Rando gets a hand to it. Gutierrez battling. Quinn on the volley, sends it out of play.
Again, such a good acquisition, Aidan Quinn. He was wonderful for Orange County last season, and you start to think with him in the side and the Sante and Kevin Lambert. I mean, you can go through all these players and the strength of the bench they have. In my mind, there's absolutely no doubt that Phoenix Rising comfortably get to the playoffs, and as with every season, that's when it all begins.
36 shots. Here's 37, and number 21 on target.
Rando just puts her arm up like, okay, I'm getting tired of doing this. I'll just tip this one over. It really has been a wonderful attacking show by Phoenix Rising, but I guess you have to be honest and also question the defending of Las Vegas.
Another corner kick. Top of the box. Shot comes on and into the hands of Rando.
As I was just saying there, for Phoenix Rising, their season really starts to get heated when they get to the playoffs, because they're so good. You expect them to get to the playoffs easily, but that's when their battle begins.
Sent through. Calistri trying to add on to the total. And coming in to clear that away, Cici Uche.
That's a great tackle from Cici Uche, by the way. That was not a moment too late, and he really flies in. Have a look here. It's a great run. Calistri is just lining up to chip the keeper, and in lunges Cici Uche. Fantastic defending.
Another corner kick here for Phoenix. Calistri will swing this in. Curling it towards goal, bouncing around. Quinn scores it, but it came off his hand first.
No doubt about that. You could see it hit his hand, and the rule is very straightforward. It doesn't matter how it hits your hand. If you score from it, it has to be disallowed. You'll see it again on the replay. Keeper punches it out. There we go. Hits his right hand. Referee blows immediately.
Had a good view of it too. Tonight's referee Michael Radchuk.
Thought he's refereed very well. Hasn't been too many arguments and debates. He's been very quick to sort things out, Michael Radchuk.
Here's Jennings to the end line, cutting this across. It's out for a corner.
Little glimpse of Jennings. As I said, second half, we haven't seen much of him. He continues to be a threat when he does get the ball.
Carvana corner kick. The in-swinger. The back post. Uche was there. It's cleared away. Shot comes back in. Jennings on the turn. Saved by Rawls.
It didn't quite connect it, did he, Jennings? He got the turn, got all the agility, knew where he wanted to hit it. He just sort of got over the ball slightly. Didn't get much power and pace. Nothing to bother Andre Rawls.
Played in behind for Gutierrez. Well, it's time for our Sprout stat of the game. And the most goals scored since September 11th, 2020, also against this Las Vegas side. Another victorious night for Phoenix Rising a year ago. Sadie dancing on the ball. Calistri. And now King. Sadie. Playing this in behind. King did take a deflection. It's out for another corner kick.
I think Prince Sadie just showing all the Phoenix Rising fans what he can do. That little trickery around the edge of the box. You need him to break through a tight defense. He's got the skills in his locker to do exactly that.
The 18th corner of the night coming for Phoenix.
Wow.
It's Aiden Quinn to swing this in towards goal. He might have been trying to do that himself.
He just needed someone to run in front of the keeper there. There was no runners in a red shirt. Because if they got in front of Alex Rando, they might have been able to flick that into the net. Not that it makes any difference at 5-1, but
Quinn. Sadie. One more goal for Phoenix would tie a team record for most goals in a single game, going back to that game against Portland we keep mentioning a year ago, and then in 2019 against Austin Bold, a 6-0 victory. And of course, part of the winning streak. Final minute of play. We'll see if we get any stoppage time or if Michael Radchuk is ready to blow this game dead. Quinn finding space for Sadie again. Flood. Gutierrez had his cross blocked. Sends this in once more, and Rando makes the catch. Stoppage time is 3 minutes. It's presented by Sprouts.
Good pressing, even in injury time, the red shirts are still pressing and making it difficult for Las Vegas. But they play through once again. They have managed to play through the high press on a number of occasions, which shows they have the skill and they have a certain level of ability, these young players.
Jennings sending this in. Gutierrez trying to clear this out. Flood going to ground and winning that challenge as he puts it out. Chrysostamo. Now Gaines. Stepping forward. Quezada continuing his run. Flood knocks this clear. A chance for Phoenix to run. They want more. Dadashov. Calistri. Joey Calistri cutting in field, finding a window and firing high. He knows that was a great chance.
Oh, they did everything right up until the final shot. Dadashov holding it up, Calistri staying on sides, cutting it in his right, opened up the goal. Then the bit where you think he's going to do it, which is stick it in the back of the net, he fluffs his lines. Again, it doesn't make much difference at 5-1, but lovely attacking move there by the Rising.
The referee will bring this back for a free kick. And the competition on this team is such that you get these players coming off the bench who would be starting at other clubs most likely around the league, and they want to come in and they want to score. Even the score lines at 5-1, there's no let up. You get a Joey Calistri, a Prince Sadie coming off the bench. They want to score, they want in on this, and they want to keep pushing for those places.
Yeah, that's exactly what Rick Schantz has wanted to create. You've got to have that strength and depth on the bench. Not many teams have it. A lot of teams are a bit weak on the bench. But Phoenix Rising, as you say, quite rightly say, they have really good quality there. And that's good because you can rest players when you need to rest them. And you can try and peak, because the idea is to peak for the playoffs.
Once Rawls puts this back into play, might be time to whistle this one dead. We're through the 3 minutes. There is the final whistle. Phoenix Rising back on the winning track. A dominating 5-1 victory over Las Vegas Lights.
Yeah, I don't think Steve Cherundolo will have any complaints about that. He's got a smile on his face because he knows that they were up against a fantastic Phoenix Rising team, and there'll be good lessons for his young players to have learned tonight.
Santi Moore with the goals. So many goals to go around for this Phoenix Rising side. 5 to be exact, but Moar's may have been the goal of the night. We'll come back and wrap things up right after this. It finishes Phoenix Rising 5, Las Vegas Lights 1.
Health is giving doctors more time to be doctors, so they can give you the care you deserve. Ask if your doctor is part of the Equality Health Network today. Equality Health. Caring is back.
At Arizona Federal, our passion is to help out the community where you live and work, because where you bank should make you feel good. Show your support for the home team with the Phoenix Rising Visa debit card. When you open a new account, you can score $100 just for using your card when you shop. How's that for an easy goal? Be a part of our commitment to the community. Arizona Federal Credit Union.
All smiles for Phoenix Rising tonight. 5-1 victors over Las Vegas Lights FC. A dominating performance tonight at home in front of the home faithful. And we're going to skip right to stats because, as producer Sharni Yerke said, it pretty much tells the story.
That is phenomenal. I mean, 41 shots to 10. Where do you see that? And 22 of those shots on target. And we read one of the stats during the game. They have more shots on target this season than in the history of Phoenix Rising. Well, those stats have just got a lot better. 22-5. And give Las Vegas credit. They have got 5 on target. They have had a decent amount of possession. But they've been outbossed, outbullied, outperformed in virtually every sense of this game.
And
fantastic.
Setting a club single game record for most shots and shots on target. Well, what a match here tonight. Phoenix Rising pouring on the goals. That's going to do it for our entire crew. Producer Sharni Yerke, director Gage Tillotson, Paul Beam, and our entire crew, broadcast partner Gary Bailey. I'm Josh Eastern saying so long from Phoenix. Phoenix Rising victorious again.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.